Girls are so mean. How did we get wired this way? I'm still a work in progress, okay? I'm so darned average that like you can't label it because it's so boring. Hey guys, welcome back to What Am I Doing? And today on What Am I Doing, we're not talking about reviewing anything. We're talking about reviewing our lives. Ew. Today on What Am I Doing, we're gonna review my life. We're gonna talk about 20 things that I've learned in college and since college as an adult. 20 things I've learned as an adult coming into this world, this ugly, scary, horrible, wonderful, not always exactly rewarding world, about myself, about how I handle things. And if this isn't the kind of video you want to watch, feel free to click away. But I wanted to talk about this because sometimes becoming an adult is hard, and there are things that we learn about ourselves that we're protected from until we emerge into adulthood. And I want to talk about it. In addition to this, I have some projects I'm working on for you guys. So if you're interested in more videos like this, give this video a thumbs up. Give this channel a subscribe, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about life. So this is kind of going to be along the vein of the Sunday show, but without the pop culture. More life, less pop culture. Let's dig into it. And by 20 things, I am looking at my list. I only made it to 10 things. Can you see that? So that's it. That's all we're going to do is 10 things. Painless, right? Number 1, I am an introvert. Kind of. But not really, because when I take the personality test that tells you where you get an I or an E, to tell you if you're an introvert or an extrovert, I get both, depending on what day I'm taking it. So, I don't know, but I sometimes need to be around social situations and gatherings and hang out with people, and that fuels me. And sometimes I need to be alone, and I can't tell the difference between when those times are. I don't know why that changes from day to day. Sometimes it's so rewarding for me to go out to dinner and laugh with people about things that are just, and sometimes I need to hide in a hovel by myself for so long. And if anyone can explain this to me, I would be happy to know. I also took a test once to see if I was right-brained or left-brained, and it told me I was equally both. So I guess I'm just in the middle. I'm so darned average that like you can't label it because it's so boring. I don't know. Discuss below, will you? This one's very serious though. The constant embarrassment I felt about literally everything as a child. Did you do this? Were you embarrassed by literally meeting people or liking things? I was too embarrassed to like things or express excitement because I was embarrassed about literally everything I was doing all the time. And I think it's done this terrible, terrible thing where it's manifested into my adult life as anxiety about being around people and about doing new things, and or about being excited about things. This is number 3. Oh, do you like my nails? I just cut them done. I think they're fabulous. Okay, I prefer to multitask. I prefer to have about 5 or 6 balls in the air or no balls in the air at all. I like to be conserving my energy for when I can have 6 balls in the air instead of just doing 1 or 2 things at a time. I like to be listening to an audiobook or writing an email while simultaneously checking my schedule for someone who's standing over my shoulder asking a question. That is the kind of level of work I like to be doing. But if I have 1 email to send, I will put that shit off all day. I need to be doing 6 or 8 things. I need to have multiple people yelling in my ear at the same time so I can get those things done. Isn't that weird? Why is that? Do you know? I don't know. And it's hard because then when I have to get one thing done really badly, I don't want to do it because I need 6 other things to pile up to need to be done before I can do the one thing. And that's just super annoying, don't you think? I think so. So here number 4 is the same as number 1, so we're gonna skip over that. This might be less than 10 things. Oh, 5 is something I already mentioned as well. Wow, we're just flying through this list, people. Oh, for this part of this, I was gonna go ahead and take a Big 5 personality test for you so that we can talk about it. I took a, what was it called? A class in college about the organization of people, working with people and their brains and that psychology and how to work and how to know thyself, as, was it Socrates? Please tell me it was Socrates. Said, or maybe, I think it was, know thyself, so you can know yourself so that when you're working with other people, you know, can give them your best self because you know yourself so well. All right, so, and I learned about the Big 5 and I took that test and I don't remember what my response was. So let's take the Big 5. Okay, so results are in. So here is where the dots fall on the spectrum. I'm semi in the middle of everything, which is, you know, my life story in general. Okay, so, interesting. In openness to experience or intellect, I typically don't seek out new experiences, which is not at all true. I try to seek out as many new experiences as I feel like, so that's weird. Conscientiousness, you are well organized and reliable. That is somewhat true. Interesting. Extroversion, you are neither particularly social or reserved. Told you, right down the middle. I don't know. Neuroticism, I'm not particularly nervous or calm, so that means just right down the middle. I'm basically just settled. Is that good? I guess being an extreme on the spectrum, I also find myself in the middle of many spectrums, I feel like. I suffer from fear of missing out. Especially back in my theater days, I suffered from FOMO so much. Like, I would be exhausted, worked to the bone, and at the end of the day, if people were going out, I had to be there. I didn't want to miss one thing. It was extremely hard to try to put myself out there 100% of the time. It's so difficult. In your early 20s, I felt like I was changing who I was daily, especially in college, and to constantly be putting myself out there was just to ignore like all of the other things in my brain. I did so many things that I wish I did not, just because I didn't ever want to miss out on anything, so I was always showing up and hanging out till midnight because I felt like I had to be there. Now this is true. My biggest pet peeve is when people complain. Including myself, and like I complain, but like if you are a repeat offender complainer, everything you ever say is a complaint, you can get out, because I am not interested. I already am dealing with enough, like internally, like I'm trying to keep cheering myself on internally. I have enough to deal with without your negativity tearing me down, bitches, because it's hard. It's hard to work in a business where everything is hard all the time. I bet you guys are wondering, like, hey, you did a weird life update like 2 months ago. How are you feeling since about your job? I still don't know. It's gonna be a process every day. And I'm really working on finding some things that I love, but if you are going to be a negative individual coming into my life every day to tell me something is wrong and make me feel like less than doing the best I can just to stay afloat, then you can fuck off. Like, that is all I have to say about people who complain too frequently. Everyone is trying hard to make things the best. That is something I 100% can say for a fact, is a fact about myself. I don't know who does like to be around complainers. Maybe other complainers like to hang out with complainers so they can just like mingle in their own pools of negativity, but I can't live there. I'm sorry. I have too many things to do with my life. A big one for me is that I just like, the older you get, the more it's true. Quality over quantity of friends is so important to me. Like, I don't care that I have like 3 friends, because they're the best 3 friends a person could have. They're all that I need. They cover my bases. And yeah, I need one more friend here locally that I hang out with, but Julia and Kate and John, my fiance, they're only a phone call away, and John's here every night. I get to see him, and that's amazing, because for a long time when I was in theater, I didn't get to see him, and thank God he's here. Speaking of making new friends, I am my own worst enemy when it comes to making new friends. I sit there and convince myself that I'm worthless, that they should have no interest in me because I couldn't possibly be interesting as an adult enough to be interesting to other people. Give this video a thumbs up if you've ever tried to make new friends and you felt this way. If you couldn't possibly be interesting enough, or pretty enough, or enough to give yourself the chance to make a new friend. Like, I internally shut down. If there's a pressure on me to make friends with somebody, I internally stop. I clam up, I can't do it, and I think I find flaws with them. These poor people, they're not doing anything wrong. And I'm like, nah, you're just a sorority girl, like, I can't be friends with you. Well, you know what, there's lots of good sorority girls out there. Like, that's just a stereotype. I know they exist, some of them are my friends. Or like, you know, you're just too sporty for me, we won't have anything in common. Like, I am my own worst enemy. Like, you are enough and I am enough. Girls are so mean. How did we get wired this way? I am mean to me. I am mean in my head to other women. Why? Why is that? I'm still a work in progress, okay? Don't berate me in the comments. I am just admitting my flaws here. And I only am talking about this because I recently listened to Amy Schumer's audiobook in which she talks about this topic, and I was like, wow, like, I know other people did this too, but like, now I don't feel so alone. Like, somebody actually said it out loud, and it happened, and I can say it out loud now also. Some people are genetically predisposed to blacking out. Blacking out meaning you have blotchy or no memory of parts of your evening from alcohol. And I've blacked out plenty of times. It's difficult. Blacking out is scary, and things aren't always clear about what happened. For me, like, I always pretty much put myself to bed at those points in my evenings. I know where my limit is, or at least my brain does, because consciously I'm not really making memories. But yeah, I put myself to bed, but unfortunately, it's a scary thing. Like, I am predisposed to blackouts, and I've had whole conversations, gone to whole other bars with friends completely without memory of doing so, and that's very uncool. So I'm admitting to it because I know I'm not the only one. It's not safe. Know your limits, friends. College is a good place to learn your limits, but also a good place to go overboard, so be safe. Take care of one another. Please subscribe to this channel for more, and I love you guys, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.